GACHARIC SPIN are here with a brand new single, or as you can see, it's about to come out. Yes, we're here for the premiere of the new song, which is called, wait for it, it's called Halfway to the Beyond. I'm just thinking one step beyond at the moment. Anyway, I'm really excited to check this out. I've mentioned GACHARIC SPIN have, in recent years, become one of my favorite bands. I always appreciated them, always loved that craziness, the mixture of all the different sounds they'd throw in. But I think ever since Angie really stepped up towards the front, it made a big difference. And then the self-entitled album, brilliant. W, one of the best albums in recent years. And then following that up with Ace. Well, I'm excited to hear what we get. So, here we are with 30 seconds to go, 35 seconds to go, 35 seconds to go. And frankly, I think, I don't know, but I'm just kind of hoping that we get the same sort of energy that we're used to getting from GACHARIC SPIN, the same sort of excitement, the same sort of power. If we get that kind of thing, then I'm going to be happy. I mean, obviously we had like Replica was so dark and yet still had all of those quintessential qualities. And then you had Kachi Kachi Yama and then Let It Be. It feels like they can do so many different things and yet always keep that quality these days. So let's just hope that we're living up to those standards again. Let's turn the sound up. I hate when YouTube does that. Right. Brand new GACHARIC SPIN. Alright, nice rock and roll start.
それなりの満足を重ねて今日を終える見過ごしてしまいそうな幸せに触れるのに精一杯命のバッテリーあとどれくらいだこれでよかった、虚勢張って嫌になって
Already getting the feels.
偉大な何かに思い返す自分に少し胸を張っていたいどうしようもなく今のごめん私行くね大切なものほど手放せなくちゃ変われない日が来る人は待たせつけたら
Funny thing is, I think this feels extra nostalgic because that is Sakaya's set. I know places like that. I feel the nostalgia. The song has so much nostalgia. I thought her hair could change colour there. It's just a light.
あの日人生を左右した映画が見たくなってふと探してみた金曜の深夜0時ポテチを片手にこれで心動いた自分が自分じゃないよ
I love the fact they have multiple singers and using Oro on vocals as well.
変わってしまったの
Everyone's getting a turn.
嘆くのはまだ早いまだまだやれるのかな何かを諦めるたびに希望を見つけてきたそうでしょ
It's a very pretty song, very emotional song, obviously.
消えちゃいたくなったり終わらせたくなったり自分に振り回されながら走ってるどんな選択にもつきまとう後悔をそれさえ抱きしめて生きてく続きがあるまたあるんだよ大切なものほど手放せなくちゃ変われない日が来る人は待たせつけたらいつか愛想つかすけど夢だけはそばに語れば語るほどどうなるようなそんな現
the like the rock and roll structure. It's got the beauty of a jazz piece. The delicate aspect. And it's just really touchingly beautiful. Sort of thing that you can only convey when you have that kind of thick musical quality. Wow. I gotta give that a comment. That was beautiful. Give it a little heart. There you go. You saw it here. Look, I really like that. So when I said that I was expecting something that was kind of crazy, I guess really what I meant by that is I wanted to hear all of the usual nuts and bolts and things going on, you know, all the details and intricacies that we love from GACHARIC SPIN. And boy, oh boy, did it have those. But this was just so beautifully done. It was a very simple song, big chorus. I mean, to me, it's one of those ones where sometimes you hear a song and you think that song could be absolutely huge. That could really take over everywhere if that got out. But it all depends on how well, you know, how big the company is that represents them, how well the song gets publicized. But this is definitely one of those songs where I just get the feeling this would speak to so many people. So beautiful, great chorus, flows beautifully. But as well, you know, when you have a song which has a more simple structure like this, which is more chorus focused, everyone thinks that's an easy thing to do. It's actually quite a difficult thing to do. But moreover, when you have that, but it's delivered with beautiful performances. I mean, the vocals in this are gorgeous. Andy's got a beautiful voice, but it's easy to forget that they got more than one great singer. And just when it cut to Oreo, and then when you've got like those three ways of bouncing vocals, I was just so happy. Yeah, it was really lovely to hear that. And then the detail and the musicianship, there was the guitar, but the piano for me accented everything. In this kind of song, that just having the piano accenting everything is really important. Funny thing is what it actually reminded me of, and this is a bit of an obscure reference. I think you'd have to be at least as old as me, maybe even older to get this one. But there was that Canadian band, Bare Naked Ladies, who got famous for the song 1 Week. But if you listen to the majority of their material, especially from their first few albums, a lot of it was very like jazzy and like a lot of interesting structures, lots of different moods. They felt, again, like a band who had lots of members who did lots of things, like a keyboardist, a double bass player and everything. And a similar situation to GACHARIC SPIN, where they just had so many creative ideas. But when they would occasionally do a simple rock and roll song, a lot of the time it was when those like sort of nice piano bits sort of bounced through and you started to just pick up the little bits of life, the little bit of, yeah, this song might be simple by their standards, but they got the musicianship to make it something more. And that's what I feel GACHARIC SPIN did here. I feel this was that perfect example of a song that could have been delivered very well by any old band, but it took the beautiful vocal qualities, it took the detailed and just tangibly, just delicately played, even in the loud bits, the just delicately played instrumentation. It took all of that to give the song that was already catchy and already had like a heartfelt melody and imbue it with a genuine, like I say, a tangible quality, a human quality. This was just beautifully performed. The video, I must point as well, was really nice. I liked how it was sort of set in that izakaya setting. I was kind of saying at the time, and I go back to this, I spent a little bit of time living in Chiba. It wasn't the happiest time, but so if you don't know, Chiba is like one of the prefectures next to Tokyo. So you have Tokyo Bay, you have Tokyo, and then you got Kanagawa. I've lived there. Tokyo, where I am now, and in Chiba, I've lived there before. And I was in Chiba, and I was down in the countryside, and there was a couple of little quiet izakayas, and they're virtually standalone buildings or buildings in just quiet little rows. And they look like that inside. And you go into them. I don't know where this was filmed, but it just felt like one of those. And I got that feeling. And you go in there and there'll just be one person sitting there late at night, maybe just having something to eat, and then one person working. And sometimes it'll be nice and homely. Sometimes it'll be a bit quiet and awkward. And it was just that feeling. And yeah, that feeling of all of the people, you know, with their ambitions. Do you see it through? Do you get knocked down? I love that. The video carried that feeling really well. I love the way that the band kind of were brought into the, if you like, the narrative part of the video, but never intrusively. They just appeared and disappeared in the same room. And then they had, for the performance bit, they had that white room of their own. It was very delicately handled. everything about this felt delicate. It felt emotional. It felt detailed. But ultimately, all for the sake of serving a very simple message and a simple, melody-focused, catchy, but ultimately, yeah, delicate song. I really thought this was great. Very different from what I expected. Very different from what I was saying about. I mean, it has all the qualities that I loved about things like Catchy Catchy Armor and Replica, and yet it's so totally different. I mean, it has the main GACHARIC SPIN qualities of feeling like you've got a lot of talented people who are all being used in the song. No one's tripping over each other. Everyone feels like they're complementing each other. Everything sounds like more than the sum total of its parts, as GACHARIC SPIN songs do at their best, and certainly of recent. This felt like it really rode off of that, but to create something so totally different from any of the songs we've heard of recent. Beautiful. Yeah, utterly beautiful. Definitely worth coming back to. I thought this was fantastic. So anyway, there you go. Not what I expected at all, and yet somehow was totally different from what I expected, but hit all of the buttons that I want from a GACHARIC SPIN song. Get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao.